Welcome back, brothers. Back in the IE reviews, and today we have Kuro. He writes, at Palmer Plays, I'm not a very efficient player. I've just played for a long time and was efficient for a period of time, so it's always nice to know what people think I should work on. And I think we can help you with that.
You gotta just press record.
Alright, we are in Kuro's account. I can tell you right off the bat, right? When I've got 34 luster on my entire account and I see 1, 2, 3 monies to the left, you can safely assume this is going to be a pretty good account. So I've gone through the account already. That way I know exactly what I want to talk about. So I'm going to go through this a little bit faster. As far as stamps, there's nothing right to talk about. Gotten all the stamps that you can possibly get. They're all past level 30 for the most part. Looking really good across the board, and he's even got 2 of the stamps that I'm still hunting for. So weird that you ended at 5555, but nothing to say about the stamps. Didn't really see anything. All your characters were already past the point where trapping XP is huge, but with that being your lowest level stamp, just something to consider, my man. And the first thing that I had noticed was the forge, and it's nothing to do with what you're currently making, but it had everything to do with XP gain from the forge. So with how much experience your bowmen want, your hunters want, it's a very weird thing to miss out on. So the money is not an issue. It's only 79 dementia. You definitely got it. I would say maxing that today, and I would also say maxing this today. And I usually don't talk about money, but you've obviously got enough money. So this would be a very quick fix for you, especially the XP gain, because, here we go. So I pulled up mine. So maxed, that's 85% XP from using the forge versus what you got going on right now, brother. So that's another 45% XP gain from using the forge. You start tossing in the cards, which when you get that maxed up, it's going to be 120% for a card drop all AFK. So the card drops from the forge with the experience that you'd get from maxing this out is huge. So I think this was just an oversight, brother, and you did it, then you forgot about it. But I think now would be a good time to come back, get more experience for your 3 archer classes that you've got. Coming into the anvil, nothing really to say here. You had more than enough materials in order to be able to, quit playing for a year and still be able to come back to it. Heavily focusing on the thread, heavily focusing on the chains. So, like I said, nothing crazy. Everything that you should do, you've done. So just gonna jump straight into alchemy. It's gonna be a quick video because what am I gonna say about 1,153 points into road raging? Come down. All of your damage bubbles are well over 100. So nothing I can say there. FMJ, Shakracy, about 150 a piece for both of them. Then you come into your bargains, which are perfect. And then I'm looking specifically for Molt Orange, Prima-Green, Sever Purple. So out of all of these, really the hardest one to get is going to be Prima-Green, just because that's relying on trapping. But for the other 2, this one's actually pretty high. I would have to say the easiest one to level up for you would probably be Molt Orange, and then using your ticket. I can't think of what it's called. Every time you go on video, sometimes you can't think of what something's called, but your bargain tag. There we go. Yeah, nothing to say about that. You're almost to the point where all of these are going to be well above 100. 158k for blue salts. It's very hard to level up. Same for the diamond shaft, 1.24 million. So really nothing to say about here. I checked out your vials. They were gorgeous. Obviously, some are higher than the others, which are the easier to obtain, copper ore and logs. You've even done it down here for void. So yeah, nothing to say here. All the relatively easy ones to max out you've done. Unlocked all vials, which is perfect. So nothing to say here. We're gonna move on to sigils. I can see you're going down. You're highlighting the important ones, so sigils charging faster. You're also capping out the refinery speed. So really nothing to say there either. And then you're knocking out these 2. So maxing this one, and then regeneration rate of all alchemy liquids. Yeah, this hasn't come out. You got about a month right? I think Lava said end of November, maybe early December. So let's just call it January. so you got a little bit of time to possibly max out some of these early ones. I know that they're not going to do anything for you, but it's gonna look pretty cool. Then we're gonna jump into World 3. Looked at your refinery. I mean, you've got 2,323 days worth of material saved up. I looked at your copper. I think you're at what, like 2 billion? Actually, I think it was higher than that. Let me look at storage again. 120 billion. Yeah, it was much higher than that. So really nothing in line with your refinery, you know, stood out to me. You had more than enough materials to run everything. Same thing for the salt lick. You've more or less maxed all of the big ones. And you're starting to get to where it's really obnoxious to level up penguins, so I do understand. Same for this. Really, the only one that you've got left that's, and I'm doing air quotes, you just can't see it, would be, you know, souls. Souls are easier to get than these. So nothing to say there. 3D printer, perfect. You got your 6 characters in the lab. They're doubling. Definitely going for extremely high stacks in both of these. 72 mil an hour, 63.6 mil an hour on both of those. Nothing to say here either, so I'm just going to keep on moving on. This is where I had noticed, you know, one thing that stood out to me was you have 2 of your characters on clammies right now, right? And 2 of your monster sources right here are extremely close to 5 million to give you just a couple more bonuses into multi-kill. So really the only thing that stood out as far as your death note was these 2 bad boys. I mean, this is only 50,000 kills. That's, I don't know, for you maybe half an hour, an hour. And this is only 1.2 million for you, which would be 4, 5, maybe 6 hours to make those clammy kills even more impactful. Nothing to say over here. We've obviously hit our 100 mils on everything minus wood mushrooms. Can't blame you there. And then we've at least hit 5 mil on all of these. And then you're obviously at 121 mil for Surstatches. If you don't know, Surstatches, one of the best World 3s for when you're doing splicing. So this is why you've got a humongous increase right here. Blood Bones, really the only thing that isn't at 5 mil. You could probably leave like your Bubo or your Bowman there for a day or 2, and you could 5 mil that. But I mean, even then, is that really doing anything for you? I don't think so. Shrines, they look gorgeous, honestly. All in Outer World Town, boosting your guys that are doing the clammies, and I think your Bubo's on Jellyfish, trying to break level 500 is what it looked like. Nothing to say about buildings. They're all max with the exception of 3, which would be the bottom 3 shrines. And we're talking, you know, base level 15 for your Primordial Shrine, which is pretty good. Undead Shrine. So you've got everything locked on. So I'm going to come up over here into the cooking, and I believe you're at 15 trillion if I remember correctly. I did remember correctly. You've unlocked all the kitchens, have you not? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, there should be one more kitchen unless I'm mistaken, and you definitely got the money for it, so I would recommend getting another kitchen. I mean, you've already done everything that you can do. You've gotten all the different meals. You've unlocked every single meal. You've gotten every single meal to at least level 11, so you've diamond plated every meal in the game. You're at 15 trillion, so, you know, why the hell not? I mean, that's not even going to scratch your bank account, and you could have your 10th kitchen. Let's move on. Really nothing to say there. I mean, what are you going to do? It's going to take time for you to, you know, you max this out, max this out, max this out. It's just going to take you time getting the ladles. I saw you had your Blood Berserker in the kitchen cooking anyways, so really nothing to say there. Nothing to say on your lab either. You're doing the 6 character split. I just went down to 5 characters just because I wanted that extra freedom of having my 3 archer classes, my barbarian, and then whatever active class I wanted. With your 6 characters, as you know, you can obviously hit every single one of these with the exception of the Pyrite. What is it? Pyramite. And whatever, the Sapphire Navette. So nothing to say on your alchemy. Your lab. It looks gorgeous, just like the rest of the account. Yeah, beautiful. 824 pixels, your highest one, which is beautiful. Yep, everything's got everything unlocked. Beautiful. You've even got a large amount of double bonuses. So somebody's been buying chips. Gorgeous. Breeding, I checked this out. I mean, you're so far ahead of me, there's really nothing I could say. Love the 95.7Ks. So, you know, it's going to come with time for myself and hopefully for everyone who watches this. But just did unlock Shores of Eternity as well. You're at 3.35 million. I think your fastest was for the Beach Dock, 16.8 million for your foraging speed. So nothing to say here. I think it's great. As far as your upgrades, you're almost maxed on everything. Arena, you've obviously beaten 214, so nothing I can say there. One thing that stood out to me, because I did check, was these two characters, right? Your Squire and your Bowman, they haven't class advanced, which I understand because there's really nothing there. But then you do have the talent in the bottom right that increases at level 100, you know, six talent slots. So I would assume you're holding off until World 5 to see if the elite classes that you would get from there, like perhaps Squire's not it, or perhaps the Siegebreaker is in it. That way you could do a class change and then be able to get another character. That's really the only reason I could see why you haven't class advanced these two guys. But would love to hear why. Would love to hear why. Maybe that's something I messed up and I should have done something different. And then constellations. You've done every single constellation there is, and I think it was in World 3. No, it was in World 4. Here we go. Reach 15 cooking on 4 players. You've already gotten 5 characters that have done it. You just haven't, I guess, turned it in. Which, with the fact that you've done every other constellation minus that one, does that mean you have enough points to completely max out constellations? The answer is yes, but why wouldn't you just get the 4 points if it's already done? You just got to log on 4 different dudes, hit the donut drive-in, and you're done. So that was just another thing that stood out to me. And then this was probably the biggest one. So your Bowman, not your Bowman, I'm sorry, your Beastmaster was your main G-Mush sampler. And I noticed a lot of super easy ones here that you could knock out. So spicy space ribs, right? We can buy these 3 right here from the stores and just drop them, right? So this is World 4, this is World 1 Force Villa, right? Super easy to knock out. You've got the Luciferian skull on, like, I don't know, 4 of your characters. These 2, this one you can buy from a shop. Or is it? No, this is the first upgrade. Right, this is the second upgrade, so you can knock these out. You have more than enough materials, brother, to knock all 3 of these out. The stamps, understandable. This one might, you know, obviously don't go for this one again and drop it. As far as these, you've got royal traps on characters. You can drop those. You had all of these trophies that you could take off, drop. I didn't see anybody with this, but you also had, you know, this one. There's just a lot of looty stuff, right, that I know your account, especially the wooden bow, you can knock that in about half a second, that you could take off, drop, and get the credit for it, especially when your Bowman, or, God, I keep saying Bowman because that's what I use, when your Beastmaster is, you know, your primary source. I saw at least 20, maybe even more, that you could go knock out right now, and that's a huge increase to your damage on your Beastmaster. Just for everybody's reference, because everyone's going to wonder what it looks like. Here is his storage, you know, 120 billion, you know, multi-million for everything. The lowest right here, 1.43 million for your void. Probably pretty easy for someone like you to get up. We are running low on PVC pipe, running low on that. More than enough salts to last you a lifetime. Ran a little bit low on the purple salts, as I can see. 477 bolt cutters. Well, that's good. I don't think you're going to run out of those. 5 digits on your ladles. Yeah, really that's all I saw. This is a beautiful account. There's honestly those 2, maybe 3 things, right? I'd say the biggest one for you would either be the smithing, because that's, you know, 45% XP you're missing out on, as well as the chance for cards. And then the second one would be looty, and then the third one was just that consolation, and then that 10th cooking kitchen that just stood out to me. But beautiful account, Kuro. Absolutely. Hopefully, you know, you just blanked on those 2, possibly 3 things, and I was able to help you. And if I did, let me know. Let me know. That way I know I'm doing the right thing. I'm at least helping. But that's going to do it for me today, boys. If this did help you, please don't be afraid to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.